Alright, let's get back to it. We're going to be heading over to the Spider Queen. Get that olive branch. Going to be mostly centaurs and satyrs on the way. It's got some harpies and crows on the side here first. That squall. That squall gets confusing if you're playing co-op with somebody else that has squall. Sometimes you may not know whose squall it is, if it's theirs or your partner's. I think they maybe should have made some color differentiations or something. They did that with Poison Gas Bomb. If you notice, if like the mobs throw it, it's like a gold color. And if you throw it, or your partner throws it, it's green. So you can tell the difference. But that's the only thing I know that they've actually changed the color of it. Alright, big camp of satyrs coming up. I think the bridge is right up ahead. I can see that other area down there, down below. I'm mostly using Squall for defensive purposes, but if you're an intelligence-based build, you can get some pretty good damage on it too. I'm not going to hardly get any damage. Forgot to spend my skill points. I gotta get to the torrent part of Ice Shard so I can get. Want to go all Ice Shards here at some point, but I gotta get all that opened up. Put 2. And Heart of Frost goes with that. Improves the cold and burn damage, frost burn. So I gotta bring that one up too. Also works with my melee from Storm Nimbus. Didn't really intend to get that whole pack. Alright, I think I got everything over here. Mess with those guys a little. Is that your grove? Do you mind if I take an olive branch?
That is my grove burning on the hill above. The sacred tree is still up there. She may be unharmed, but you'll have to get past the savage brutes to reach her.
If you want to farm the Spider Queen, you kind of have to do it while you're here and you're at that rebirth fountain, because there's no portals in the area, which kind of sucks. There's a few bosses like that. You got to do them while you're there. Now her chest doesn't have the best drop rate, but you can usually at least get some relic shards pretty frequently out of it in your Act 1 relic shards. You can also drop Deathweaver leg tips. So if you didn't get one from the cave, this would be another spot to look. Sometimes you can find some Deathweaver stuff off the guys here, depending on which Arachnos spawned in. Okay, Spider Queen's right up here. The only real danger is that cloud of poison she puts out. It does a lot of damage. Just gotta remember to move, like right there. As long as you don't stand in it too long, it's not too bad. There's another one. I don't even bother with those little things she spawned, because they'll die when she dies. Hit fairly hard though too. Well, it's easy enough to move out of the way and take a health. I went through a lot of health potions there. My gear's starting to fall behind. I haven't done any farming. There's something, Frostmoon. Let's see. This is perfect for what I'm doing. Cold damage and frostburn damage, so that'll work for the ice shards. Really good item to find at this point in the game. My damage, just for my melee, my DPS went from 44 to 72. I know you can't always go by that DPS number they give you. Sometimes it's a little messed up, depending on what type of damage you're doing. But I'm more concerned about how much damage my ice shards are going to do. Not so much yet, but once I get them opened up all the way. I'm going to stick with the knife, I think, for now. Even though I get a little bit more damage from the axe, but I'm losing some strength. And I need that strength to... Actually, you know what? I'm going to spend a couple attribute points in strength right now, so that won't be a problem anymore. Don't need those extra couple of strength. You know, and even though this helm's yellow, it's more fitting for the build I have going, so I think I'm going to put this on. It has more armor anyways. And has some strength. It's another helm here on the ground. Actually, there's a few of them, it looks like. This one has some dexterity. Hit points. It's always hard to make a decision between two really good items and two really bad items. I kind of had two really bad items. Alright, let's get out of here. Hey, you're not going to believe this, but your sacred tree is unharmed.
The tree is unharmed? Can it be true? Maybe the gods have not abandoned us after all.
Yeah, you just keep thinking that. The goods abandoned quest is right up here, with the crates of supplies the guy lost. Usually a bunch of undead around him. You're usually not going to find anything good in any of these chests, but get some experience for it. You know, these orthos remind me that we're not too far from that cave where Shadow Moss spawns, but he doesn't always spawn, but I'll go over there and we'll check it out. I'm actually kind of hoping he's not there. He's definitely more trouble than he's worth. There's a swamp area coming up here. Usually has some turtles out there. There's another chance to get some turtle shells. Shadow Moss Cave's right up here. So at least he's close to a rebirth fountain if things don't go well. I'm gonna clear the outside first. So when you're playing and you come across him, you know, there's really no reason you have to kill him. He's not part of the main storyline or nothing. So there's nothing wrong with just moving on. He's really overpowered for this part of the game. Kind of can take you by surprise. Potentially get some demon's blood out of here. That comes in handy around Act 4, actually even Act 3 some. There's one. So I'm being cautious here. I don't know if he's here or which part of the cave. I think he's normally in the other part. The other way a little bit. he's not over here for sure. I don't think he's over there either. I can see part of the cave. There's some Lemos and some corpse stealers, corpse eaters. I recently met up with my other character, Shadow Maw, on Legendary, but he's not that hard on Legendary because now his level's more in line with everything else. So he really wasn't a problem at all. It's just on normal. It's when you have problems with him. Alright, so I avoided it this time. There's a whole bunch of satyr camps once we get out of this swamp area. Really like to find a better weapon. This axe is pretty crappy. Haven't had any green. Well, we had the green staff, but I haven't had any green melee weapons drop yet. When I get to Delphi, I'm going to have to go through some of the vendors. I know early in the game, I'm more inclined to buy a weapon off the vendor, and there's not a lot of other options. Little extra experience here. Those larger size Ichthyans, they got a pretty strong attack. That wave there, I think that's a vitality based attack. Alright, now we're up to the satyrs. Haven't seen any of their items drop yet. Or sometimes you don't. Oh, the blacksmith's coming up here. If you're looking for black dye, this is a place you can find it sometimes. He doesn't always have it, but if you were to pour it in and out a few times, so his stock changes, he'll usually have it. The best place to find it is that there's a vendor in Act 3 that's out in the middle of nowhere also, and he has it almost every time. Now hopefully this blacksmith has something decent for sale.
Well, I don't get many visitors. Greetings, how can I help you?
This is a good place to break this off too. I can sort through my junk here and see if he's got anything good, and we'll pick it up and head into Delphi.